there, welcome to Pod and Deliver. Ruben, today we're looking at a article. It's actually a news bleep from CBS News dated November 13th. This is dealing with a teacher in Chino. The title is actually Southern California Teacher Placed on Leave After Anti-Trump Rant in Front of Students. So we're seeing a lot of this across the country. I've seen a few stories this week, Ruben, but this is one that's really close to home since it's in Chino High School. And this is a teacher who's been there for quite a bit of time. They didn't say how many years, but he's well liked, been there for a while. And I believe he's a history teacher. I'm not sure if it says that. I don't remember that, but I think it was history. It might be English. But even so, he's a teacher there and teaching ninth graders and so forth. And so he ranted right after the election, well, a few days after the election, and a student had a MAGA hat on, right? Make America Great Again. And he asked the student to take off the hat, and the student didn't want to. Now, the policy is to take off your hat. So the student did wrong, but the teacher just ranted on him, just saying things like, I can't believe these people voted for a rapist, um, I have daughters, and I don't want them to, if he had a chance, he would rape them. He was just saying some crazy, nutty things. And of course, it's okay to be upset after a loss of election, as you know, Ruben. And I get it to be upset, but to bring it into the classroom, um, that's just not a place to do it. And we're seeing that people are having those discussions with their students. Students are, I know some schools are having places for students to, be able to have a time to just work through the loss of Kamala's, right? And to me, I think that's a little bit too much. And even some colleges are doing that. But this gentleman took it to another degree, right? He just ranted and raved, and somebody recorded. I'm always really careful with that stuff too. That's why I'm always really trying to say, hey, you know what? Let's have my head up, above me here, and make sure I don't say anything that's silly because you're gonna get recorded. These kids are pretty bright. But I'm not saying it's the right thing to do that, but I do say that it's not a right thing to have a rant like that. And so now they went ahead and they suspended him. I'm not sure if with pay or not, but they're going to look into it. And they're actually not, the district's not really answering a lot of questions from reporters because they're investigating it. And they said they'll give more information afterwards. But as of right now, he's on leave, and a lot of the students were upset because he was a popular teacher, and some of them even walked out a day later. So, what's your take on this, Rube?
Well, at one point he said uh, he called their mothers. Yeah, a lot people. I know a lot of Latino men on the campus that love Donald Trump, and Trump has called their mothers rapists and their fathers rapists. So wrap your mind around that.
Correct.
So I don't know. It's one of those things where at first I didn't know which rant you were referring to because there's been so many.
There
And there's
has.
a woman a teacher in Connecticut who just got fired, or I believe she was fired for her rant and her threats. She was threatening, so that takes it to a different level. So I guess we shouldn't put them all. We shouldn't put all these anti-Trump
Right.
rants in the same category. Some are threats to people's lives. I guess I appreciate I guess my own take is I appreciate the school. This last school the school I used to teach at, and then the present school, they said no politics. Don't get into it. Leave it behind.
Good.
And I appreciate that more and more as I see these stories because there's just this bubbling of anger every election. And I only encourage people to it's so funny because this video is very similar, or some of it is an overlap of ideas because we talk about the idea that a lot of Trump supporters don't say they're Trump supporters because of fear of something like this. We don't want to be yelled at. So I might as well tell you my rant situation. I'm going to turn it into a bit though, because it's actually working as a bit,
Oh, wow.
but it's not a bit. It actually happened to me. Oh, I guess I didn't tell you this. I
No.
walked out of the polling booth. Um, I voted a couple blocks from my apartment. So my apartment is just restaurants and bars all around the city, and then there's and hotels. I went to this hotel. I voted, and it felt good. And I walked, but I wanted to be around people, and I wanted to be I wanted to watch the election, but around people, you know. So I had but it was this work day, so I was like, oh, what am I going to do? So I saw a bar with the election going on, so I walked in and I sat at the bar, and it was kind of early enough. It was around 8. It was still early, but you could kind of tell where the election was going, but not totally. It was still like interesting. But people were very stressed in there. And this woman, so I sat next to this woman and another one, their friends. This woman sat next to me and she just stood up and said, any of you who voted for Trump in here, bleep you. And she said, I want to burn this country down. And I'm just sitting there quiet. And then she turns to me and she says, did you vote for Trump?
No,
What am
you
I going to say to
didn't.
that?
You didn't
She
say
asked me
yes.
that.
You didn't say
Well, what
yes.
am I, right? Right?
Right. I'll be like, oh no,
No,
sister.
no, no, because why would I want that kind of tension? So this
Right.
is related to our last video about Trump's winning, is I don't want that. Who needs that? And these poor students who have to hear this diatribe. So this is related to why people lie to pollsters. Republicans lie to them. This is why.
Yeah. Well, I think that you know, I'm hoping, Ruben, maybe I'm wrong here, but I'm hoping with this election we learn our lessons and say, you know what, let's not bring this into the classroom. And because we also get our kids all riled up. There's no point in doing that. It's okay I teach government, so I talk about the presidency, Congress, and that's okay to do that. And talk about the election. I actually had like a little extra credit for them to tell me what they thought the electoral college was going to be. That was kind of fun. But it's not a place where I'm going to say, you know what? That Kamala, she's an idiot. You know what? She has no clue what she's doing. And no, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be teaching these kids. And I think hopefully people from both sides will realize, because it happens both sides. Let's be fair. It's not just left. I'm sure if she would have won, Kamala would have won, there'd be some conservatives upset. I don't think as many, but there would definitely be some. But yeah, I'm hoping we'll have a lot less of this in the news. But for the last couple of weeks, we're gonna last week and this week coming up, we're probably gonna hear some more of it. But well, Ruben, with that, I think we could say goodnight to our audience. Give us do us a favor, actually. Tell us what you think about this story regarding the Chino teacher and other teachers around the country. Maybe let us know about some other situations. Tell us how you feel about this topic. Thank you again for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon on Pod and Deliver. Bye bye.